Good morning. Good morning. Good to see all of you. Today I'd like to announce something that I think is very important for our future. But I need to go back a few months, back to February, when you received a letter from Father announcing that he had some goals for our parish for this year. Then again in March, at the Masses, he mentioned about some projects that we were going to be starting. As a matter of fact, you see the fruits of our labor here over the past couple of weeks. This is phase one of a number of projects that we have. Today I want to announce to you a campaign that I hope you embrace. If you notice on the slide, we did not come up with anything clever. We didn't go to marketing people and say, come up with something that will hit them between the eyes. No, we felt that we needed to come across to each and every one of you that this capital campaign is our campaign. This campaign is a result of all of you helping us. If anything that I want you to do today, for the few minutes that I have, is I want you to feel ownership of this campaign. Because the only way that we can accomplish anything in this parish is through you. So thus the title, Our Campaign. Now, one other thing that you probably notice, there's something interesting about this slide. It says 150 years. And please remember that we joined with another wonderful parish, St. Paul's, over the last few years. So if you look at the cornerstones of each of the parishes, the churches, and you add them together, that's the 150 years. And we're certainly proud to have St. Paul's as part of it. Next slide, please. So what I'd like to do is talk about the purpose of this campaign and to ask for your help. Certainly the first thing that we did was we updated the altar. Next phase of this that we would like to do is the narthex, which is the entry area there, and make it much more functional and attractive. I hope you agree that we did a pretty good job. The next part of the campaign is something that I think all of you will hold near and dear. It is more in-close parking, especially for the elderly and the affirmed, and make it much more accessible. Talk a little bit more about that. And also we want to change the entrance to make it so we eliminate the steps and we have a canopy. And again, because of the fact that we have a number of us, I include myself in the gray hair, that at some point I'm getting older and I'm probably going to need more enclosed parking, as a number of you are. The third thing, or fourth thing, is that basically we want to keep the grounds and the church and the school in good working order. And obviously to make it safe too. Next slide, please. So today I'd like to announce that this is the beginning of a 3-year campaign. From now until 2015, we hope that we can impress upon you that we need your help. The goal is $750,000. Now that sounds high, that sounds like, especially at this time in the economy, but we think that we're going to get the bang for the buck, and I want to show you how we're going to do that. Next slide, please. So some of it you've already seen. Some of it I hope from the applause that I just received, and by the way, we got that so far at every Mass. The sanctuary, the altar, the reservation, chapel, those are the things that you can clearly see that we've done, and I think they've done a remarkable job. We got that completed. Now you're probably wondering, where did the money come from? Do you have any Mass for the campaign? Well, I can tell you what the sale of St. Paul's, the gift that we got from that, Father said, use it as seed money so we can get this going. The other thing that we wanted to do before the wedding season started, we wanted to get it completed. Can you imagine being a new bride and groom and having scaffolding here? I don't think we'd like that. And I think we've accomplished that very well. Next slide, please. So you got a before and after. Well, obviously you see the after. If you remember what it was. And again, I think that for what we have done, we've actually changed the look of it, and I think it's very pleasing. Next slide, please. So our next project is the exterior. To do the parking, to lower the church entrance with a canopy, the ramp, lighting. And you can see that is the bulk of our money that we're going to have. I wish I could tell you that concrete was cheap, but it's not. I think you know we have to do some grading, and I think you know that pleasantly that we are a growing parish and we need more parking. I think that's probably one of the outstanding things that have happened over the last couple of years. We are a growing parish. Next slide, please. So if you remember what the outside looked like, the top picture with the windows that we've changed and the doors, but if you can envision the bottom, we'll make it much easier for drop-offs. We'll make it much easier for eliminating the steps. And again, you can see that we visualize that we're going to have enclosed parking. Bless you. You're welcome. Next slide, please. Another project that I hope you agree that we need are the bathrooms, both upstairs and down by Seton Hall. Now the problem with Seton Hall bathrooms is it's not easy to change them. And we've got a thing called channeling the floor, which is basically digging up the concrete, putting in new plumbing, and that is not cheap. But it is needed, and that's something that we have to do. Next slide, please. And the last part of the projects that we're planning on doing, by the way, the bathrooms are yet to be determined when we're going to start it. Depends on your generosity and the cash flow that we have. Same with this one, that we know at some point over the next few years that we're going to have some general replacement and repair. We've got roofs that need to be done. We certainly know that we have school windows and other repairs that are in desperate need at some point. So we decided that we might as well put them in because we know we're going to have to do them. So you're probably wondering, how are we going to do this? Well, next slide, please. Some of you, and I'd like you to consider this, can have naming rights projects. And we put a price tag on them, and some of you are going to ask to consider, if your finances allow it, to consider being a naming donor on these projects. We will recognize you appropriately and acknowledge you for this. Now, I will tell you, after some of the masses, a few people had ideas. They said, gee, the people from St. Paul's, we have this absolutely gorgeous stained glass that we brought over and we put it into our altar renovation. And some of them said, can we get together as a group from St. Paul's and underwrite that? We said, absolutely. Some of you may come together as a family. We are very, very flexible. But again, not all of you can do it. We understand that. And unfortunately, it's first come, first serve. How's that for a plug? But we would certainly like you to consider it. Next slide, please. Now you're probably wondering, well, Bill, you can't do it all by yourself. And no, that is very, very true. I've been blessed to have a good friend, Danny Bosart, as my co-chair. I couldn't ask for a better one. I couldn't ask for a better person who's dedicated to the churches that we've had. And so Danny's going to be my co-chair. But I also have 20 couples. A number of you are out in the audience. That basically will form a team. And as you can tell, we have young and we call them seasoned. Politically correct. and they will be calling on a number of you to answer questions that you may have about the campaign. This is a team effort. Now, we had a choice, and I hope you agree it was a good choice. We could have said, you know what, we're just going to hire a consultant. And I don't know if you've ever done this before, raising money, but consultants are not cheap. And we heard even up to 10% of what you raise is their fee. So if you take $750,000, the $75,000 of it could be their fee. We said no way. We want to maximize the return of your donation. We're going to be very transparent, but we want to give you bang for the buck. So we are going to do this with these 20 people, Danny and I, and everybody else that wants to join us. But more importantly, you. This is not going to be a strong-arm tactic. We're going to appeal to you because of the fact you want this church to survive and to prosper. So that's why I call it a team effort. Next slide, please. Next week, you're going to receive a couple of things in the mail. You're going to receive a letter from Danny and I talking about the campaign. But I also want you to pay particular attention to another piece that's going to be in there. And it's going to look like this. A little bit of front and back. I want you to celebrate what you've accomplished over the last 2.5 years. Do you realize what you have done? Do you realize the impact that you have made on this church by your generosity and your ability of following Father and Monsignor and basically saying, we will support you? There are some extraordinary things that are on this list, but probably the most important thing is we have no debt. None. We've had a number of successful bishop campaigns. Those of you that have been long-term parishioners, you know that didn't happen. And we've done so many things, but we wanted to point it out to you so that you understand that you have been very generous to us. The third item that you're going to have is this brochure. And on this brochure is going to be a card. It's a pledge card that we would like you to consider. Now, we're going to give you all sorts of options of how to donate. Some of you may say, I'll put it on my credit card. Some of you may say, bill me. We're going to give you as many options as we possibly can, and we want you to consider it. Next slide, please. So this is what this pledge card is going to look like. Now, we want you to send it back to us. You can either mail it to us, or you can drop it in the collection basket. But please, 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 we want you to consider small or large. That's up to you. Next slide, please. Some of you may have the option of a non-cash donation. I can tell you when I was up here a few years ago that we had somebody donate stock to us. So if you have that option, you would like to consider it, or bonds, there's a box on there to check, and we will contact you, and we will make arrangements. Next slide, please. Now, I want you to consider something. Let me give you an example. We have 865 parishioners. If I had you give $25 a month, that's $300 a year additional. That's $900 over 3 years. We would have our goal. That's $25 a month. Now, do we think that we can get 100% participation? No. But we'd sure like you to consider any which way that you can help us on this campaign. Next slide, please. So the campaign starts today and runs until October 22nd. But again, you can pay over 3 years. But we want you to consider sending in your pledge card now. We would like to see even checks received now. Because our plan is we would like that second part, which is the parking, to hopefully be done before fall season. We think we can do it. I have a man behind me who is a man of action. I think he has proven that time and time again with us. I personally like that. I like being able to move this parish forward, and we have, in so many good ways. So please don't delay. Please get your pledge card in as soon as you can. Next slide, please. Why give? Well, I can tell you that we are not going to build a new church. Did you hear me? We are not going to build a new church. We think we have a great church here. We have a great facility. It does need to be maintained. It does need to be updated, especially because we've only done some minor things inside the church over the past 40 years. We do believe it's important because we are growing, that we have that accessible parking for a number of us, and we do have defined projects that definitely need some help. We're not asking for anything that is out of the ordinary. We're not asking for things that you would question. We are asking for your help because these are things that need to be done. Next slide, please. So how are we going to tell you? Well, we're going to tell you a lot of times over the next 3 years. We're going to do it visually. We'll have graphs and charts in the back. We'll keep you up to date on bulletins. We're going to be very, very transparent. We're going to do it on a periodic basis. But more importantly, just like you've seen here, you're going to see results. And you're not going to wait years to see it. We are going to see results. We think that's the way you want it. But more importantly on this slide, we're going to celebrate milestones. When we reach certain levels, I'm going to pat you on the back. I'm going to make sure you understand we've done it together. It's not me, it's all of you. The success of this parish is you. And I've got to make sure that you understand that this is your drive. Next slide. By the way, this is my last one. How can I tell you how important you are? We are the caretakers of this parish. Father's done a remarkable job. Just remarkable. And I am so, so happy to have him as our spiritual leader and our parish leader. But we need your help. We are responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of this parish. More importantly, this is our parish. If you believe in that, hopefully you'll believe in taking care of it. And hopefully you will join all of us into having this become a success. So I leave you with this. Continue to be proud of what we have accomplished. I'll tell you, a lot of people are. This parish is remarkable. I want to thank you for your support, and I ask the good Lord to bless all of you. I know He's blessed my life. When I came to this parish a number of years ago, there was a reason for it. The reason was because of the fact it was called Our Lady of Peace. And probably the most important word on there is peace. And I hope that you've experienced it like I have whenever I walk on this premise, that I am at peace. Thank you very much.